Dr. Sandeep Marwah, a renowned educationist and media personality, celebrates 34 years of Marwah Studios. He is the founder of Noida Film City, Marwah Studios, and as Chancellor of AAFT, he has helped shape thousands of careers in film, media and television. We honor his achievement and vision. Today we have the honor of sitting with Dr. Sandeep Marwah to embark on his remarkable journey and talk about his vision for the future. Congratulations, sir, for completing 34 successful years of Marwah Studios.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
In your words, sir, how was this journey where you have reached 34 years of success?
Well, I must say that it's a beautiful journey, a very well-written journey, and I have enjoyed my every year of my promoting, first setting up, then promoting Marwah Studios. And I think today I feel happy about it. I feel that at least I have done something for my nation.
Yes. So, when you first started back then, did you envision reaching this level of impact where you are today?
Not at all. Let's be very frank, because when I started this, things were absolutely different in this part of the country. There was no film, television and media culture. There was no thinking process with the people. There were no professionals to support and help this film city. And I had to start from scratch, from zero. I really had to work very hard. I had to mold people. The biggest thing is that I had to create a mindset for the people towards film, television and media, which was never there in this part of the country. And that was a tough job. And it took me hours and hours and years to mold the thinking. And then it has forced me, after 2 years of my establishing studio, the circumstances also forced me to get into education, because it was very important for people to know about how to use studios, how to use this beautiful environment which I had created that time.
Yes.
So I think it's then I realized that no job is easy, no business is easy, and especially when you are setting up an industry in this part of the country, probably I was mentally prepared that I had to work much harder than even my own expectation to see to it that something like this, of that grandeur, of that size, of that stature, which needs a lot out of you, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, sir, as you mentioned that initially when you started the studio, after a few years you embarked on the journey of education. So my question to you would be, how would you strike a balance between education and creative production under one roof?
No, the best part is that it's not only two. We have 5, 6 different setups in Marwah Studios, because when I started studios, before I could establish Marwah Studios, it was rather necessary for me to establish the Noida Film City.
Yes.
It was very important to propagate, tell people that a city of that size, of that stature is here for all of you. So a lot of time which I had to give in developing, promoting, highlighting Noida Film City. The second came Marwah Studios, and when I started Marwah Studios, the first setup, the first segment was hiring out facility to people. Studios were created, equipments were installed, multi-camera setups were fixed up so that people can come and make their programs. So our idea was to provide best of the facility to all those filmmakers and television producers, that they should come and Marwah Studio should be one-stop shop, which we did it. For first 2 years, probably I worked on this project and produced around 80-100 programs from Marwah Studios, and won the confidence of the people that Marwah Studio has all those facilities which any producer, director, cinematographer or a filmmaker is looking for. Second segment came in, and we then decided to start an education setup, because it was a need of the hour. channels were coming into India. People who were coming and shooting in studios, they were looking for a trained manpower, and there was none here in this part of the country. And we got into education. We started AAFT. Needless to say that we had to work very hard.
Yes.
We started with 5 courses, 40 students, and slowly and gradually we keep on adding the number of students. We keep on increasing the number of courses, and what AAFT is today, everyone knows about it. The third segment what we added was the production segment. Production of our own production, and we created Marwah Films and Video Production, where we started making short films, documentaries, feature films, talk shows, game shows, documentaries, and whatnot. That was third segment. The fourth one was events, because I much earlier realized that film and television industry cannot work without events.
Yes.
You have to start a film, you have to have event. You want to launch a song, you need an event. You want to introduce your actors, you need an event, and so on. So, and that's how we got into events, and we started talking about it, started conducting different events of different sorts, and that became a fourth segment of the Marwah studio. The fifth one became the promotion of art and culture.
Right.
And with time we realized that cinema, television, media is just one part of the total culture of this country, and it's very important to add on all that what is there in this country. We are the most cultural oriented, I must say that, the historical nation of the world.
Yes.
And it was necessary to highlight our own culture and also bring the foreign culture to India, and that's how we got into promotion of art and culture. So we brought in performing arts, we brought in fine arts, we brought in other arts into the segment, and a new segment was created. And the next one which we created was a social corporate responsibility. And then we thought it's very important for us to support the people who are trying to get into this industry, people who are trying to looking at some kind of a support from us. So we brought in this the social element to Marwah Studios, and today I'm happy that a large part of my time and resources, they are also being divided in social work and the social responsibility of Marwah Studios. So this is how we have divided Marwah Studios into large different segments, and luckily all of them are doing well.
Yes. Congratulations, sir, for such a remarkable journey.
Thank you.
My next question to you would be, sir, that how do you think, in your opinion, that having a real-time production house inside a university helps the real-time progress learning of students?
Well, that's my idea, which I started back into 1993. When we started the institution, I knew it that a medical college needs a hospital. Yes. To train and to upgrade and to bring state-of-art knowledge and equipment for doctors.
Yes.
Then only they are called good doctors. Likewise, I then only decided that if there is going to be any film and television institute here, it has to be a part of Marwah Studios, part of these running studios. And I'm happy that I could create something new, something different in this field. And students started getting a beautiful exposure of the best of the films, best of the television programs, best of the media activities, best of the events, and then industry interface and important people who've been coming here. They've been talking and meeting students and sharing their vast and deep experience of their life. And that started making my students much more responsible, much more intelligent than anyone else in the country. So that has become not only a habit, but it has become a part of the curriculum now, that any and every batch gets a golden opportunity to interact with the industry all throughout the time they are here for the education, whether it's a 3-month course or whether it's a 4-year course.
Yeah.
So it goes parallel. And I personally feel, believe and trust that without that, courses are incomplete.
Yes. So, as you mentioned that when you started Noida, you established Noida Film City. There were no people who were trained to provide education like it is today. So there might be a lot of setbacks that you might have faced back then and are still facing to provide certain education. What is that one setback or one failure that you would say helped you become what you are today?
Now see, to start with, let me tell you, yes, you are right. Because when we started, not only facilities could be created, because that was in my hand,
Yes.
but best of the faculty was a tough job. And probably that's the reason that I myself became a teacher.
Yes.
And for the first almost 15 years, I've been teaching because luckily I had a wonderful experience of studios, productions, the industry, and many more things, business attitude. So I brought anything and everything back into the classroom. And I can comfortably say that students of all the first batches, they've done so well in the industry because I made it a point that anyone and everyone who has trusted AAFT as an institution, as an education setup, must get best out of it. And we brought anything and everything on this earth for those classrooms, for those students, and they've done extraordinarily well. And obviously, later, my own students who were very well trained by the institution started joining AFT as assistants, as assistant professors, as teachers. And slowly and gradually, we also got the time to bring best of the brains from all over India back to Noida, into Film City, into Marwah Studio, to give and share their knowledge with my students.
So everybody in today's world has been saying that they are filmmakers, they have been making films with the help of their smartphones. But in an article we have read that Marwah Studios was the first one that created films in the era of VGA cameras and smartphones. So how did you get an idea back then?
No, see, let me clarify again. We are the first one in the world to start Festival of Mobile Cinema.
Yes.
And we are one of the first ones to make films on mobile cinema. I can put that way, which is very clear. So anywhere in the country, nobody thought of actually starting a festival of films on mobile cinema. But that festival actually induced a large number of young people to be a part of this festival. And when we started almost 18 years back, there was hardly a camera which is worth appreciating in mobile phone. It was with low pixels, a very bad reception. The focus used to be so bad, and all those things. But later, obviously, as and when new models started coming in, the camera also started becoming from semi-professional to professional. And today, you know that mobile cameras are sometimes better than many professional cameras. So this is a new trend which I created in India, and people, they loved it. It became a beautiful beginning of the filmmakers who were trying to learn films at Marwah Studios to start with.
Yes.
And later, obviously, people followed us because once you are on mobile phone, it teaches you how to compose, how to create a shot. You start thinking about the editing part of the cinema. You start thinking about how to actually create a story on screen. So all these things started helping my students, and we actually made it making of a film on mobile as a part of the curriculum now, and it is still there.
Yes.
So this is the first kind of a thing which happened. I'm very happy simultaneously the same thing was started in New York University by Professor Carl Bardosh, my dear friend, because together we started the chapter of mobile cinema in AFT and then in New York University in New York.
Okay. So any certain achievement that holds a very special place in your heart?
Well, I think I'm very lucky, I'm very happy, I'm so thankful to each and everyone who has supported me, cooperate with us, and we are in a position to create 9 major world records. In a span of all these 34 years, 9 world records, and probably there are another 9 short world records. The one we have just made yesterday with the completion of our 123rd batch. We are the only creative institution in the world to conduct a convocation of 123 batch of creative person. Nowhere in the world people have ever done or seen like this. And I'm very happy today, this morning, I had people from World Book of Records, and we are announcing the new world record, which is going to happen probably in another week's time.
That is really a truly remarkable achievement. One last question to you would be, what would be your message to aspiring media professionals?
Well, I think it's very important to be sincere towards your profession. You have to be truthful towards your work. You have to be hardworking for sure. Never wait for luck to come and fly. I think it's very important to work hard and change your own luck with your honest efforts. That's what I have always believed in. And once you are in this industry, stick to this industry, put your best, give your best, and you're bound to be successful. That's what I have believed.
It was my honor and privilege to talk with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with us.
Thank you very much. All the best, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. For more such videos, please keep watching AAFT 24/7.